Welcome back to Limitless Sports with Brennan and Dave. We are back for episode 13 on this great Sunday morning. We have a lot of content to talk about within the NFL. And we're going to start and get an NFL mock draft going live here in studio this morning. So, Brendan, how are you feeling after that loss last night?
Oh, no words. Just officiating was terrible. That's all you can really say. Carolina's hot at the right time, but I think they're going to meet their match in Kansas Monday night.
I will say, Kansas played a heck of a game. We'll probably recap that a little bit later today, but kind of a little weird Sunday here. A little rainy. Kind of crappy out there.
Cold.
Yesterday was a beautiful day.
Yeah, yesterday was nice in the afternoon. It started getting a little bit chillier towards that 4 or 5 o'clock mark.
Yeah.
Me and the wife went out to 10 Growlage yesterday, and it was getting chilly later in the afternoon.
You know where I went last night for dinner? It was BJ's Brew House.
Oh, we went to, I love the Pizzuki out there.
The potato skins?
You went to the one in St. Clair, right?
No, we actually went to one in West Park. So, that's a, yeah. BJ's, good place to eat. Alright, so, we're going to do this mock draft this morning together, and we're going to talk and debate where we think each team should go, and how we think the thing's going to work. So, again, for you, if you do not know how the NFL draft works, 7 rounds, starts with 32 picks in the first round. Typically, everyone has a pick, but, they
Well, crazy stuff happened, and guys, you look at the first round picks for the guys, people who are in now mode. Philadelphia has 3 this year in the first round.
Right.
A couple other teams have 2. Giants have 2, I know that one. I think there's somebody else that has 2. Detroit has 2.
Mm-hmm.
But, let's dive right into it then.
Alright, so we're using this morning a different entity for the mock draft machine. It's called the Draft Network. Just trying to change it up because Brendan and I use PFF a lot and we wanted to see something different this morning. So, first overall pick, Jacksonville Jaguars. This says they need edge, safety, interior defensive line, basically every position. Who do you have?
You're really trying... First off, you have a Cadillac at quarterback. You have Trevor Lawrence. He was labeled the most promising prospect since Peyton Manning. Yep. And that was back in, 98.
Mm-hmm.
So, you're trying to build around him. You don't want to trade down because you're not going to get what you want.
No.
A lot of people have Aiden Hutchinson, the defensive end from Michigan, going here. I have an offensive tackle going.
You really like Evan Neal?
It's not even Evan Neal.
Who?
I have the guy from NC State going.
Akeem.
They're saying he is the best overall tackle in this draft. I'm a Charles Cross guy, but I think he's going to go back, around like that 5, 6, 7 mark. But I have the big offensive tackle going from North Carolina State. Trevor Lawrence is familiar with him. You played him, once a year.
All right, so here's where we're going to debate this a little bit. So, and we're going to pull up all their rosters to kind of compare and contrast and different things as we go through these picks, but they don't need a left tackle. Is this kid going to play right tackle? Because they have Cam Robinson.
I'd put him in left, Cam Robinson. I mean, he's good, but come on. He's bounced around.
I mean, my concern is you look at like their defensive line, and they do run the 4-3.
This is a deep draft when it comes to defensive linemen, though, so you might be able to get somebody good in the second round, maybe even the third round that can come in and play.
Well, and that's what I was going to say with this 4-3 look. There's
still some guys out in the free agent market. Mind you, wave one of free agency is over.
Actually, I'm lying. They run the 3-4. They run 3-4. So, truly, Hutchinson and Thibodeau don't really mix in their defense.
You can always get a defensive lineman in the second or third round.
I'm going to go with you on this one. We're going to take the offensive tackle number 1 overall.
You're trying to protect the Cadillac. You brought in some good wide receivers in free agency. You're probably going to draft another one somewhere.
Yep.
You have a running back that didn't play last year that got hurt, and Travis Etienne. You had one of Trevor Lawrence's good friends and college roommates. Offensive tackle makes sense here.
Absolutely. Pick number 2 is the Detroit Lions. They say they need edge, safety, basically every position.
Yes. Aiden Hutchinson goes here.
I agree.
They're trying to replace J.J. Watt still. They want a guy that could be the face of the franchise. They just got rid of Deshaun Watson. They're trying to overturn this whole roster. Aiden Hutchinson makes sense here. A division where you have a lot of good quarterbacks?
You're in the wrong division. You just said Deshaun Watson.
Oh.
We're the Lions.
Oh, I thought it was Houston was picking too.
No,
My fault.
We're the Lions.
No. Oh, the Lions.
I still think they go Aiden Hutchinson.
They could go Aiden Hutchinson. I also like Kyle Hamilton, the safety out of Notre Dame. But I thought we were picking for Houston.
No, we're going to go
Yeah,
Hutchinson.
I'm saying replacing JJ.
All right.
Oh, my God. My fault.
So, we'll take Hutchinson number 2. Then let's keep this idea. Then I would go Thibodeau number 3.
I'd go Thibodeau number 3. Like I just said, you have 2 good edge rushers that are going to go early in round 1.
Yep.
And they're trying to replace J.J. Watt still. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, my fault. Thibodeau, Aiden Hutchinson, I both think they're going to be great players in the NFL.
All right.
So, Thibodeau at 3.
The Jets at 4. Now, they have 2 picks. They have a pick at 10 and a pick at 4.
Right now, I'm going...
I can honestly see something happening here. Hear me out. So, I think they need to pick an offensive tackle. You got Charles Cross still on the board, Evan Neal still on the board.
Mm-hmm.
Let's look at the next couple picks. You got the Giants at 5. The Giants at 7.
Carolina at 6.
Carolina is 6, who will probably take a quarterback.
There's a good chance they're going to take a quarterback or a tackle. Either one of them. Honestly, they might even go best available player.
I don't know. Would the Jets actually take this pick here, or would they trade down?
You have 3 tackles in this draft that are going to walk in in play. Mm-hmm. Like, they're instantly going to play. There's no argument. Evan Neal, the gentleman from North Carolina State, don't know how to say his last name.
Oh, we already picked him.
We already picked him. He went to Jacksonville already. And you have Charles Cross, the big guy out of Mississippi State.
And you really have a guy out of Northern Illinois, or Iowa, that I think will do well, too.
Yeah, he's projected to go later, first round, down towards like where the Pittsburgh Steelers are picking. Mm-hmm. We'll get to there in a little while. I really like Evan Neal to the New York Football Jets.
I can see it.
They like Alabama players.
I can just
draft
also see
Alabama
them,
players. Depending
on how the climate is that day of. They might be able to swap, but the problem is like, the Panthers aren't going to trade up because the Giants are not going to draft a quarterback.
Exactly.
So, all right, we're going to go Evan Neal to the New York Football Jets. All right, now we got the Giants. So, in my opinion, they're going to go best available player here. Kyle Hamilton needs to come off the board.
That's right.
100%.
I actually, in my personal mock draft, I had Kyle Hamilton going 4 to the Jets.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They need someone on the back end. They haven't had anyone there since Jamal Adams got traded to the Seattle Seahawks a few years ago.
Right.
But where we're at now, Carolina.
This
can get interesting. You could see a trade happen here. You could see a quarterback come off the board here. Because there's probably going to be 2 quarterbacks that are guaranteed to go in round 1. 2. At least
Willis
2.
and Pickett.
Willis and Pickett. The third one, I think, could be Howell.
And we'll talk about where I think Howell will go at the end.
But, like we say every week, this league is so desperate for quarterback play. I'm thinking they go Willis at 6.
I like it.
I think they go Willis at 6. They say he's the most pro-ready. He's a guy that Matt Rule likes.
Well, I mean, look at the rest.
He can move around.
Look at the rest of the field. I mean, I don't see anybody really training up to get Willis at 6.
Depends on how desperate you are. Like we always said, desperation for quarterback play in this league is heavy.
You're not wrong. All right, so we're going to go Willis at 6. All right, so now we're back to the Giants at 7. We got a safety earlier for them. I think they go Charles Cross, Mississippi State.
I'm actually going to argue that. I think they're going to go edge with
Tavon Walker.
With Tavon Walker from Georgia. They haven't had anyone coming off the edge since Osimhen Minura.
So let's
Justin Tuck.
Let's look at their depth chart here. All right. Yeah, they have Leonard Williams, but again, they run a 3-4.
with the quarterbacks in that division, though, you want to put pressure on them. You want to get the. That's your way to beat the Cowboys. You put pressure on Dak. Wentz is with Washington now. In Philadelphia, I mean, you just want guys that can chase Hurts around. If that lasts all year, who knows?
Yeah. I mean, he's 6. I mean, he could be more of a Cam Hayward kind of a style of defensive, lineman too. So, all right, I can see it. We'll go there. Trayvon Walker to the Giants. All right, gets us to number 8 overall, the Falcons. This is a pick that when I've done my personal ones, I've gone many different ways. Different ways.
I'm really leaning going wide receiver.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Calvin Ridley's not going to play this year unless he appeals the suspension. I don't think he's going to because I personally don't think he wants to play football anymore. I have Drake London going at number 9.
I agree.
Is this 9? Or
yes,
is this 8?
This is 8.
8.
Yep, that's who I had. Okay, now we're down to the Seahawks with the 9th pick. This is a traded pick they had.
This is the one they got back on the Wilson deal.
Correct. I also could see this one going a couple different ways.
You can. They don't have a quarterback right now. I think they're going to wait until next year to get one if they don't go after Baker Mayfield. I heard they're the front runner right now since Matt Ryan went to Indianapolis last week.
And I think what they need to do more is they need to go protect the quarterback they have.
I wouldn't. Why protect a guy you're not even putting stock into? I personally think this is going to be kind of a downward year. I like the cornerback here.
Stanley.
Mm-hmm. Let's get back to the old Seattle Seahawk football way. Let's run the football down your throat. Let's draft corners, play shutdown defense. They don't have anybody.
That's what I want to look to see. Yeah, they really don't have anybody in the back end.
I mean, they might as well call you and me and see if we can get a tryout for them.
I mean, for goodness sake, Artie Burns is there.
Yeah, they just signed him last week.
Yeah.
Well, I think it was a 1 or 2 year deal. Their best player on defense is Jamal Adams because they released Bobby Wagner.
Right.
I see them going corner here. I see Seattle loading up on defense in this draft.
I do like that. We're going to go Stingley Jr. Okay. So the Jets now are up number 10.
We took Evan Neal.
We took Evan Neal the first time. So you're not going to take Charles Cross.
So you're not going to go Charles Cross unless you really just want to load up your offensive line and really have that much faith in Zach Wilson for the next decade and a half.
I could see them taking Ahmad Gardner out of Cincinnati here.
I could see them going corner. I could see them going wide receiver. They really don't have any wide receivers at all.
I think this is too early to go wide receiver.
You think it's too early?
Yeah.
I had Garrett Wilson go to the Jets a lot. He fits that mold. Used to playing in the cold.
I have an idea where Garrett Wilson's going to go later down on the board. I think they're going to go Ahmad Gardner.
I can see him going cornerback or wide receiver, so we'll go Ahmad Gardner.
All right, number 11. This
is interesting.
Yes.
They sign a quarterback.
Yes.
Or trade for a quarterback. They have other problems. Defense is pretty sound, I'd say.
Mm-hmm.
So you're thinking offense here, maybe offensive tackle.
I could see Charles Cross going here.
Yeah, they're still trying to replace Williams from a few years ago, Trent Williams. They shipped him off to the 49ers for a king's ransom. I could definitely see them going Charles Cross.
I don't think they're going to go receiver here.
No, this is pretty loaded when it comes to wide receiver. I think once pick 15 happens, you're going to see a lot of wide receivers start going. I've seen a lot of drafts where the Steelers are going wide receiver in round 1. I've seen some with Olave. I've seen some with Dotson.
Now, what the cool thing would be is if Wilson would go here, he'd play with the whole Ohio State receiving corps. Curtis Samuel, McLaurin. That'd be kind of cool. But I don't think he goes here.
No. I think offensive tackle. What else do they need?
So they have. Hold on. They drafted a guy. Who's this guy? Charles Lenio Jr. Looks like he's been bounced around a lot. Came out. He's a 3-year starter. Ooh, yeah, he's not that good at left tackle. So I could see them going here and taking Charles Cross. Let's go Cross.
Cross at 11.
Yeah.
Vikings at 12. This is
This is a hard one.
You can at this point in the draft, 12. I'm going to say through 19. You could see a couple trades.
Yes.
People moving up, people moving down. So we have the Minnesota Vikings on the board. They don't need any wide receivers. Let's get that out of the way.
They're not taking a receiver here.
They have Thielen and they have Justin Jefferson. They're not going wide receiver.
No. Okay. Let's argue a trade here. You're the Philadelphia Eagles. You have 3 picks here soon. What player do you want? Go get him right now.
Actually, if I'm Minnesota... See, this is interesting here because you have so much of everything left. You have receivers. You have another cornerback. You have some corners.
Like, I could see them going after Jordan Davis here, but I think it's too early to pick him.
No, I think if the Eagles make a move, they're not trading up, they're trading back.
Yeah.
Because I have one trade at 16 that you're going to like and you're going to agree with, and it's going to be a no-brainer.
Okay.
So 12, I'd
hard.
probably go corner.
They don't need a corner.
I mean, they signed Patrick Peterson. I mean, he's so long in the tooth now.
Like, I can almost see them going...
They can go edge. I mean, the only guy you got to go after, you got to go Aaron Rodgers and Justin Fields.
Yeah.
A guy that likes to run and a guy, that can move if he needs to, but he doesn't like to. And Aaron Rodgers is probably going to be a statue this whole year because he has no wide receivers.
Right.
But they're probably going to go 2 wide receivers in round 1, I'm hearing.
Do you want to go edge here? Or do you want to go after Andrew Booth from Clemson?
I'd probably go edge here.
I think Andrew Booth's too early.
Mm-hmm. I like Andrew Booth a little bit later, a couple picks back.
All right. The Texans. We already took them an edge earlier.
Mm-hmm.
They're saying corner, safety, tackle, QB, receiver, anything basically. I could see a lot of things happening here.
Yes.
I don't see them going after Garrett Wilson.
No. They still have Brandon Cooks, who's still a good wide receiver. He's still on the younger end of his career. So I don't see them going wide receiver with their last pick in round 1. This is tough. They could go quarterback. They could go Pickett. They don't have a quarterback.
Yeah, dude, he didn't do too bad last year.
Who, that Stills or whatever his name is?
Yeah, he wasn't that
No,
bad.
he's not the guy.
He's not the guy, but he wasn't that bad.
He's not bad. I mean, if you really believe that much in a quarterback, you go quarterback here. How about Tyler Linderbaum? Center/guard.
No. I'd rather them take Trevor Penning out of Northern Iowa.
I mean, I don't know. They say cornerbacks are number 1 priority because we want edge. I'd probably go
Booth?
Booth because he fits the mold of a Houston Texan. He's a bigger corner.
That's fine. I'll go Booth. All right, the Ravens at 14. So they say interior defensive line, edge, corner, everything basically.
Jordan Davis.
Yep.
Instant pick.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to bring back.
Unfortunately,
They're not going to bring back Calais Campbell. I think it's pretty clear they're not going to bring back Calais Campbell. They'll probably go in round 2 of free agency.
Yep. All right, now we're on the Eagles. Now they have 3 picks in the next 5. So they say corner, edge, receiver. I'm going to be selfish here. I think they've choked on every receiver they've drafted.
I don't think so on Devontae Smith. I think they're
Devontae Smith before that, though.
Oh, with Jalen Reagor and J.J. Whiteside out of Stanford. Yeah, I don't think they go receiver here.
No.
I think...
I can see them going after the kid from Purdue because he's still on the board.
Here's my thing. You want the best available at the position. Let's think about it. Why would you want the 4th best edge guy when you can take the best linebacker? I like the kid out of Utah, Devin Lloyd.
Ooh, I do like that pick. You're right. I do like that pick here. All right, so we are going to make a trade that Brennan suggested earlier, and we're going to go with a big trade here that is going to send who to who, Brennan?
He's going to take Trevor Penning. Is his first name Trevor? Or Travis?
Trevor.
Trevor Penning, the big offensive tackle out of Northern Iowa, and is going to send him to the Cincinnati Bengals.
All right.
Cincinnati needs work on that offensive line. I think they were one or two offensive linemen away from winning the Super Bowl. This guy's going to protect Joe Burrow's blindside for the next decade.
I really do like this pick, too, because I think he's a very underrated player that's going to have a phenomenal career in the NFL. All right. Now we get the Chargers. This is where I see Garrett Wilson going.
Makes sense and fits. I had corner going there in my original mock draft, but, I mean, they really don't need wide receiver play too much.
No?
You still have Keenan Allen. You still have Mike Williams, who they're showing a lot of promise in because he's on the same page as Herbert.
I guess. Do you want Wilson to be your number 3 or number 2? We can go corner here. Who do you have?
I had Andrew Booth.
Andrew Booth, we already got.
Andrew Booth.
Well, we had the corner from Washington. Trent McDuffie.
McDuffie makes sense here. He's a bigger corner. I think he's like 6'2", 6'3". You're going to have to check on that.
Yeah.
Because our computers are down in the studio today.
All right, well, we can go there. That's fine with me.
McDuffie corner.
Then I'm going to argue this till the end of the day on this one, but then we're sending Garrett Wilson to the Saints.
Yes, that makes sense. They're looking a way to get rid of Mike Thomas.
Yep.
Wilson makes sense here.
Yep. All right, Eagles at 19.
Eagles at 19. I think they go edge here.
From Purdue?
I think they go the guy from Purdue.
Karlaftis, or how you
We're familiar with this guy because
phenomenal edge, but he got shut down.
He's tortured the hell out of our quarterbacks over the past couple of years.
Yes and no. We did shut him down a little bit this year. But all right, now we're at the famous pick. Pick 20. Who do the Steelers pick?
Let's see.
Let's run down who PFF shows now, since we should run to PFF today. The top players ranked on their board are Bernard Raymond, tackle from Central Michigan; Jamison Williams, receiver from Alabama; Devontae Wyatt, defensive tackle from Georgia; Nakobe Dean, linebacker from Georgia; Tyler Lindenbaum, center from Iowa; receiver Chris Olave from Ohio State; Sam Howell, North Carolina; David Ojobu from Michigan; and I'm not going to go any farther than Lewis Klein, safety from Georgia.
As of right now,
let's get it out of our mind. We're not drafting Pickett with this pick.
Kenny Pickett is not coming off the board at pick 20.
No.
I'd really like them to go corner or safety here. I think it makes the most sense. You have 2 cornerback number 2s. That's good. It's not great. We still don't know what's going on with the Honey Badger. I don't think it's going to happen.
I think they're going to bring Edmonds back, though.
I don't think so. Why would you bring back a guy who gets burned every other freaking play?
He did play a lot better last year, though.
He did play better, but I'd rather take my chances on the guy you're going to have in a contract for at least 4 to 5 years.
I'm going to argue this one, though. Deontay Johnson, possession receiver.
Says he is. Claims he is.
That's his role, though. He's not a deep threat.
No.
The idiot Chase Claypool can't go down the field and catch a ball.
Nope.
He's a red zone target only. Take Olave here.
No.
Why? We need a receiver.
There's too many deep. This class is too deep a wide receiver. You can get the same guy with the same talents as Olave, I think, in round 3 through 7. I really, really do.
See, I
and the Steelers I don't think they've ever drafted a wide receiver in the first round, have they? Swan, maybe?
Maybe. But what corner do you take here?
I'd take the safety.
Out of Georgia.
Mm-hmm. You're not going to win with offense with the Pittsburgh Steelers these next 2 to 3 years. You're not going to win with offense. You're going to win by playing stellar defense and running the football down people's throats. That's the only way you're going to win. You have guys that aren't known for slinging the football around. 3 of them, really. 4th, if you count Dobbs.
I just don't see this pick being Lewis Klein, the safety.
I mean, they could trade back. The Steelers could trade back and have 2 or 3 second-round picks.
That's what I'm saying. So, I'd almost say Brisker might be there in the second round for us.
Penn State.
Yep. What's the safety corner out of Michigan? What's he listed as? Corner, probably? Daxton Hill.
I don't mind that pick.
See, I just think
we're familiar with Big Ten guys, so I mean, you know,
I just think a safety
know
is a stretch here. I think it's a stretch. I don't think there's a true number one round safety here.
I think there is when you get to like pick like 27 down. You can get one.
Yeah, not right here. Not at 20.
I wouldn't be shocked if the Steelers traded down then. Got some more draft capital.
Okay. Let's throw one out. What team truly needs a receiver?
Kansas City.
No. Green Bay Packers.
Both of them. Neither one of them have a wide receiver one.
No.
Kansas City has Juju, but I mean...
Who is behind us in the draft? Patriots. And do they take a receiver now since they signed Devontae Parker?
I mean, maybe. I mean, Parker's really just come into his own these past couple years. So, man.
You know what I mean? It's very hard here.
Can you bring up the draft order?
Yeah.
Bring up the draft order because we had to switch to our phones. And so we're at pick what? 20?
We're at 20.
You can see Green Bay moving up for a receiver. You can see Kansas City moving up for a receiver. And then 32 is Detroit.
Yes.
I'd say it'd be one of those teams. But who would give up more? Who's more in win now mode?
Kansas City is.
Kansas City is. I mean,
But again, let's argue this though.
Rodgers only has 3 years left in Green Bay. He signed, what was it, a 4-year deal?
Yeah, but so you look at the two top receivers that are still on the board is Olave and Williams.
Mm-hmm.
I can argue your whole receiver depth thing at 22 and 28. They're still going to be there. I mean, you look at the list. Patriots may or may not take a receiver. Packers will.
You might see two trades here. You might see somebody move up, like where the Steelers are. Then you might see somebody move up behind the Steelers to get one of these guys. You don't know.
Yeah.
You know, that this whole Hill trade, you know, abruptly to Miami was really kind of shocking.
Mm-hmm.
But
that's what I'm saying. It's a very like in my opinion, there's not a player in my opinion that is the number 20th overall pick to the Steelers.
Then I'd trade Green Bay from 22 to 20. Steelers moving up, down 2 picks.
Okay. And we'll come back to our fight. Hold on. Just give him something later.
Because I think you're going to like what I'm going to suggest Olave goes.
So here we go. Then Packers at 20.
Packers at 20?
Yeah.
Williamson. He's built. He's tall.
Okay.
Olave's kind of the jack of all trades. You can end around guy.
So if we're gonna take him, if we're gonna take Williams at 20, I'm gonna tell you who they're gonna take at their 28th overall pick because he's still probably gonna be there, maybe. Okay. Patriots. Then I like Nakobe Dean.
The linebacker, yeah, they've been looking for a solid linebacker. For the past 2 or 3 years.
Now we're back to Steelers at 22.
Steelers at 22.
All right, can we argue something though?
Go ahead.
Do you believe that? What was our left tackle's name? Dan Moore.
Dan Moore.
Do you think he's the answer?
I think you can work with him. And this is why I think the Steelers move down. I think they go the guy out of Central Michigan here.
That's what I was saying.
I mean, you might as well get something extra. I mean, you might have got a 4th round pick out of Green Bay or something.
Right.
You know, so I believe the big left tackle out of Central Michigan.
Okay, we'll go there.
Come off the board.
All right, Arizona 23. I'm taking Tyler Lindenbaum.
Yep.
100%.
Makes perfect sense. Center/guard.
Yep. All right. Now we're at Dallas at 24.
Devontae Wyatt.
Or David Ojabo.
I'm going to go Wyatt here just because Ojabo got hurt.
Oh, he did hurt the Achilles, yeah.
Yeah, so they're saying he might be ready to go by the time the season starts, maybe mid-season. Wouldn't be surprised. He's a hell of an athlete. I think you'll agree with me on that one.
Yep.
We watched him play Michigan for a few years. I think he might fall to round 2.
Yeah, I can see that now. Okay. Buffalo, 25.
Chris Olave.
Yeah, I agree. Unfortunately, I think...
Diggs and Olave makes sense. Fits
Beasley.
right. They cut him.
Oh, you're right. They did cut him.
That kid that caught all the touchdown passes against Kansas City. The Davis. Gabriel Davis.
Yeah.
Gabriel Davis.
Gabriel Davis. All right, so Olave's going to go to 25. Okay, Titans. I like Zion Johnson, guard out of Boston College here.
Yeah.
They need some interior help.
This team starts with Derrick Henry. If Derrick Henry is running hard or running for 80 or more a game, they're going to win football games.
Agreed.
And you're not going to run the football if you don't have 2 guards and a center.
No. Okay, pick 27, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I've taken this kid in every single mock draft for the Buccaneers. I think he's a true Mike Evans potential replacement as Mike gets older. Treylon Burks.
Treylon Burks makes sense, fits the mold. They could also use defensive line help. Devontae Wyatt makes sense because they're all
He's already gone.
Devontae Wyatt?
We sent him away.
Oh, that's right.
To the Dallas Cowboys.
That's right. That's right.
I think Burks is the guy here. All right. Now, the Packers are at 28. If the Steelers don't take Raymond, I think the Packers do here. There's a lot of different ways this pick can go. I don't think...
Raymond the safety. Safety?
No, I'm talking about Raymond like the tackle we took.
Oh, okay.
They only say that they need receiver and offensive line. Problem is there's no offensive line left. Unless you stretch all the way down to Kenyon Green, the guard out of Texas A&M.
If I'm in Green Bay, I'm trading down. Trading out of the first round.
Because there's no receivers, really. I mean, you're not going to take another one.
No. They're saying there's a chance they could take 2.
Okay, so let's argue something here. I think this is a perfect chance for someone to trade into the first round to get a quarterback.
Who, Denver? Oh, Denver doesn't need a quarterback. What am I saying?
What are you saying?
What am I saying? I'm trying to think who needs a quarterback.
I could see Houston Texans trading up.
Take Pickett.
Or Seattle. Because I'm going to tell you, a quarterback's going to go 32 overall.
Yes.
There will be a quarterback in Detroit.
They're not going to play this year, I don't think. They're committed to Jared Goff, they're saying, but
I can see maybe Detroit trading up here and moving up to 28.
no, I don't think so. I think they know what guy they want, and I think he's going to fall to them.
Yeah. Okay. So
I don't think they're going to take Pickett.
What do you want to do with 28 here?
28 here?
You want to trade it away? It's hard. It's very hard. I mean, there's not... That trade for...
What's the best available?
Sam Howell.
Sam
Then
Howell.
David Ojabo, Lewis Klein, and there's 2 corners.
David Ojabo. That pick would make sense here.
I could see that. You're right.
Because, you know what? If he doesn't play this year, no big deal.
No.
So maybe Ojabo here to Green Bay.
Okay.
But they're saying, there's a good chance he's going to play this year. If it's mid-season or later.
Yeah.
So who cares?
Okay, so then we have the Chiefs with back-to-back picks here. I do like them taking a receiver in one of the picks. So it doesn't really matter. I like them taking Sky Moore out of Western Michigan.
You know who I like?
You like Jahan Dotson here.
I like Jahan Dotson. He's built like Tyreek Hill. He doesn't drop many balls.
I like Sky Moore, though. I think he's a phenomenal talent they could really have. He's very quick. He's 5'10".
Heck, I wouldn't be shocked if Kansas City went back-to-back wide receivers.
I would. I have a player they're going to take second. We're going to go Sky Moore first. Then I'm taking either Khair Alam, excuse my French, Florida Gator corner, or
Makes sense. Or the kid from Baylor.
Kid from Baylor. So let's go the kid from Florida.
Now we have the Eagles on the clock.
Correct. So the Eagles have this pick. What's hard here is just I mean, it's not a lot of talent here, so.
I mean, there is, but like with the players' positions is already off the board. That's what it is.
Yeah.
There's loads of talent still, but you can see the Eagles going for another wide receiver.
They want edge, they want linebacker, and they want... I could see them taking the linebacker out of Wisconsin here. And just pound up the linebacker core.
Another linebacker.
Or they can take the corner out of Baylor or the safety out of Georgia.
I'd take the corner. Because we gave them edge and a linebacker already.
Okay. And the final pick, Detroit Lions.
Unfortunately, it's going to be Kenny Pickett.
I agree. If Pickett goes earlier, they're taking Sam Howell.
Yeah. They'll take Sam Howell, even though I think that's the wrong pick. I'd rather take Matt Corral.
Yeah.
He's built like an NFL quarterback.
I think what hurt with Matt Corral was that he got hurt. In
Sugar Bowl. New Year's Day.
Yeah. All right, so real quick, we're going to overview this, and we'll go through it really fast. Tackle out NC State goes to the Jaguars. Hutchinson goes to the Lions. Kayvon Thibodeau went to the Texans. Evan Neal to the Jets. Kyle Hamilton to the Giants. Malik Willis to the Panthers. Trayvon Walker to the Giants. Drake London to the Falcons. Derek Stingley to the Seahawks. Ahmad Gardner to the Jets. Charles Cross to the Commanders. Jermaine Johnson Jr. The second, goes to the Vikings. Andrew Booth Jr. goes to the Texans. Jordan Davis to the Ravens. Devin Lloyd to the Eagles. Trevon Petting to the Bengals with a trade. Trent McDuffie to the Chargers. Garrett Wilson to the Saints. George Carl Flatis from Purdue to the Eagles. Jameson Williams to the Packers with the trade to the Steelers. Nakobe Dean to the Patriots. Bernard Raymond to the Steelers. Linderbaum to the Cardinals. Devontae Wyatt to the Cowboys. Chris Olave to the Bills. Zion Johnson to the Titans. Traylon Burks to the Buccaneers. David Ojobu to the Giants. Sky Moore to the Chiefs. Khair Alim to the Chiefs. Jalen Pertree to the Eagles. And Kenny Pickett to the Lions. Quality draft. I think it's very hard to do, and we did the best we could.
It's hard to do that kind of stuff in the studio, we're not professionals here, as much as we want to think we are.
All right, let's talk about a little bit more of the NFL headlines. So go ahead, give me something.
John Harbaugh signed a 3-year extension to stay with Baltimore.
I saw that.
Why? I mean, he's a phenomenal coach. Let's get that out of the way.
Yes.
They're settling on mediocrity, I think. I think this division is owned by Cincinnati for at least the next 7 to 10 years.
Agreed.
Good coach. Hopefully he can get it together down there.
Mm-hmm.
Keep Jackson hurt. Get Jackson throwing the football in the pocket. 3-year deal, gets him to stay with Baltimore. How do you feel about Bobby Wagner signs a 5-year long deal with the division rival foe?
I don't like the
Los Angeles Rams.
I don't like the length of the deal.
No, I think
that's a stretch.
I think 3 years was nice.
Yeah, 5 is a lot. I mean, I don't really know. Is there a lot of opt-out guarantees in there? Or?
I didn't see. I typed my notes, my headlines when I'm at work, so I don't get to put in the specifics.
That's my only question. Yeah. I mean, like we talked about before we got in the
He's not a spring chicken anymore.
He's not, but he wants a championship. And where else in the NFC do you want to go to get a championship?
LA and Tampa. That's probably about it this year.
Right.
Saints add Andy Dalton on a 1-year contract to back up Jameis Winston.
That concerns me in a couple of facets. One, why? You still have what's his name that plays tight end, receiver, corner.
I heard they're permanently moving him to tight end.
Really?
That's what I heard.
I mean, that would make sense.
That this new coach said you pick a position, that's where you're staying at, so he's going to be working on tight end Taysom Hill. So, I mean, and then they had Trevor Siemian taking snaps this year when Winston went out, and then Hill was hurt for a little bit too, I think. So, I mean, a backup, I guess, could be in order, but...
My other concern, too, is, like, what do the Bears do?
For a backup?
Yeah. You know what I mean? He was a decent backup for Fields to learn under.
I mean, who knows? I mean, you have guys that might be cut for some odd reason. If the Steelers do draft a quarterback, Rudolph or Haskins is going to get cut. Dobbs might get cut from the practice squad. There's a good backup right there with anyone of those guys.
I don't see Dobbs on the roster as of next year.
I don't know. He might be on the practice squad still, just because you never have too many quarterbacks. Here, I'm going to save this one for last, I think. Malcolm Jenkins calls it a career after 13 years in the NFL. 7 with New Orleans, 6 with Philadelphia. 2-time Super Bowl winner. Super Bowl 44, Super Bowl 52.
What I don't like about this one, though, is, like, why did he do it now?
I know, that's just another hole for New Orleans to fill.
Like, was there an argument with the new coach that he just didn't jive or something?
I mean, 13 years for safeties and, a lot. A lot of these guys are retiring a couple years early now because they want a life, after football. They want to, spend time with their kids and their wives and their families. Here's an interesting fact for you about Malcolm Jenkins, who I always liked. I liked him when he played for Ohio State. I liked him when he played for the Saints the first time, then, for the Eagles, and then he went back to New Orleans. He's the only player to beat Peyton Manning and Tom Brady in a Super Bowl.
That is pretty kind of cool.
Isn't that that's cool? You're beating 2 of the top 3 greatest quarterbacks of all time.
Yeah, I do like that. That's funny.
Here's one that's going to get a lot of people fired up, and I don't even want to bring it up on air.
My computer's just playing random noises. Sorry, everybody. Man, it's been a heck of a technology day in studio today.
Colin Kaepernick will be the honorary captain for Michigan in the Blue and Maize game this spring, which happened the other day.
I'm not going to lie. I do not like this. I think this is a big stint from Jim. From which Harbaugh's up there? Jim?
Yeah, Jim.
Idiot Harbaugh. I don't like it.
I don't either.
I don't think that's the time in the place
for everyone that's a Colin Kaepernick fan, a believer. The guy had his chance. Go back and look at the statistics. After that year where he came in, 3/4 the way through the season, got them to the Super Bowl, he wasn't that good again.
No.
He just wasn't.
I mean, I like it on one end because Harbaugh was his NFL coach.
Yeah.
He's trying to support a former player of his that took him to a Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't like this because it's just not the moment for that.
No.
Not the moment. In the middle of a spring game?
No, I would get hey, we're going to host a workout up here for him.
Correct.
Come
Different
see.
Story. Not during the spring game.
See if you can get some NFL teams to come out, but at this point with him being how old?
This is a classic Harbaugh stupidity move. But I don't know.
I think it's a dumb move on Michigan's part. I bet you Michigan loses the fans now because of everything Kaepernick has done and is doing. And then before we get into March Madness, this is the big one. This is going to spark a lot of debate.
Well, there's 2 we have to talk about. Still, you're breaking news this morning.
Oh yeah, I mean, I don't know if that's really breaking. I think everyone wanted to know. I just wanted to say it was breaking news.
Yeah.
NFL OT rule change for the postseason play.
Oh, yeah.
Gives each team a chance to get the football in overtime. Why the hell would you just change the overtime in the postseason?
I hate that. It still matters in the regular season. I mean, because if you take a loss and you don't make the playoffs because of that, they're going to fight that next year.
And here's the thing, too. We just started playing 17 games this past year, which I hated. I think it's ridiculous. They don't need the 17th game. I don't think they need an 18th game.
No.
Ties can't happen.
I agree.
17 games, it's not enough. It's not enough to where let ties can happen. Now, if you're in the MLB, great, ties can happen. If you're in the NHL, great, ties can happen. If you're in the NBA, great, ties can happen.
But the NHL has a system to fix ties.
Yes.
MLB, they play to sudden death, no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
NBA, you play until you have a winner.
Mm-hmm.
I've never liked the tie. I always thought it was stupid. I don't understand why it's a postseason only rule.
You know why? Because of arguably the best game over the past 4 years.
Agreed, but
ended because Patrick Mahomes drove him down the field. They tied it up. They won the coin toss, and he drove him right down the field, and they scored a touchdown. But let's think about this. What game did we have that ended in a tie this year? Detroit. What was it? 16-16 or 13-13?
We win that.
Why the hell would you want to see that go further than what it has to go?
Well, and then if we win that. Either team wins that game. That helps Detroit out. It helps really us out. I don't know. I don't like this. I do not like this at all.
When you want to change a problem, change the whole problem, not just partial problem or half the problem.
And we talked about this too. Like, I
think the regular season overtime should be like college overtime. Because you know what? You're going to have a winner every time. Mm-hmm. I think you get 3 chances from the 45, each. So if the first team scores a touchdown, the other team gets a chance to score a touchdown.
Yep.
You get 3 tries at that.
Yep.
As long as you keep matching. After that, put it on the 2.5 freaking yard line, and it's 2-point conversions.
I don't like that in college, though.
I do. One play, get it in. We're trying to shorten lengths of games, but we're also trying to keep people entertained.
Yeah, but what was annoying, and you can agree to this probably, was your Penn State game. Like, that was annoying.
It was annoying because they lost, but it was entertaining just to see, one play, we got to get it in.
I know, it's like, oh, here we go again. Here we go again. Like, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of the 2-point conversion.
Hell, let's put it at the 35 and let kickers kick field goals.
That's basically saying the same thing of okay, an MLB game was end in a home run derby.
Or NHL in a shootout.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. It doesn't have any problems with them.
I don't know.
That's it.
And the problem is people don't like change. Mm-hmm. And I don't like change, and when you're sitting...
And it was a big thing, we're only going to play a 10-minute overtime period. Why are you playing 10 minutes in overtime?
Right.
You can eat the ball for 9 minutes and 59 seconds to kick a field goal with 1 second left. Mm-hmm. That's not fair.
No.
I don't know. I think it's just because people cried and complained that we got cheated out of maybe another quarter of good football.
I guess.
This postseason with the Bills and the Chiefs. Whatever.
Go to your last big NFL headline.
Devontae Parker gets traded yesterday. And surprising enough, it was a division rival.
Yeah.
Going from Miami to New England.
I was very shocked by that. And we talked about this yesterday.
But look at New England's receivers. It's like a island of misfit toys. Kendrick Bourne. Now Devontae Parker. Nelson Aguilar.
But what
the hell are they doing up there?
Was his idea leaving Miami because he didn't want to be the number 3?
I think so, but that's pretty selfish in a way.
And
Devontae Parker can play pretty much everywhere.
Wasn't he drafted by the Dolphins?
First round, Louisville.
Yeah. So it's you put all your trust in me, and then you bring Tyreek Hill in. Last year you brought Jalen Waddle in.
Yeah.
So it's a slap. I can get that.
And
I hate, and I'll go on record again every time. Stop running away from competition. I've gone through this with many people of mine that no one likes adversity. No one knows how to handle adversity. And it frustrates me to no end. Because
that's how people are in this day and age. They don't want to,
They don't want to put the work in.
Mm-hmm.
When I was in high school, my sophomore year, I barely played in baseball. And I spent the entire off season, my junior year, working. Then I ended up splitting time at DH and first base. Well, guess what? After that season, I didn't work anymore. And I lost my job my senior year. Because I wasn't pushing myself. I wasn't trying to get better. I caved to the competition instead of fighting for it again. And I'm so tired of people just leaving when they're challenged to compete with something. I don't know. It's one thing that frustrates me.
The Dolphins could have been pretty deadly if he would have stayed. They're going to be deadly still.
Agreed.
You have Hill and Waddle, then you have Gesicki.
Yep.
They just really need a running back.
I will say, there are two things that two main things that frustrate me: competition, kids running away from it, and don't change the national anthem. It's written a specific way. Stop changing it. Anyway, you had me on the tirade. Good.
And the last headline we have for the NFL today is the third all-time leading rusher.
Yep.
Frank Gore signs a one-day contract and retires as San Francisco 49ers.
I like this.
Hell of a career.
Yep.
Hell of a guy. I felt bad he had to leave San Fran. Went to Indy, signed a nice little deal there. Played there for a while. Bounced around between Buffalo, the Jets, and the Dolphins these past couple years. Great career. A guy last offseason, I was saying the Steelers should push to sign. He could tote the ball behind Harris. Great career. We'll see you in Canton.
Absolutely. Let's jump into, we have two last topics today. I'm going to recap some high school stuff. Well, three last topics. I'll recap some high school stuff at this moment now. So, a little weird weather week with the snow last week, and we finally got outside and played a game on Thursday. Took a nice section win against Best Center, 11-1. The girls played well. We hit the ball well, played good defense. It's a great start in the section play because those are the games you have to win,
Section games are the most important ones. Your out-of-conference games, they're good to win because it comes down to tiebreakers and stuff, if I do believe.
Yeah, it helps with seedings, but Thursday's win was a big win for us because last year we split with them. Mm-hmm. The first game we won 17-16 in a shootout.
Yep.
Horrible in a softball game. The next time I think we lost 8-5. So winning 11-1 was a big step in the right direction for me. Absolutely. Yesterday we went down in their youth flashback and played on one of our youth fields because my field's still unplayable, and struggled a little bit offensively. Couldn't really hit the ball. So that happens. One day you can smack the ball, one day you can't hit the ball. So you gotta fight through those, and we're gonna work through that this week. Supposed to be a big week of games. We're supposed to play Carmichael's on Tuesday and Bentworth a big game on Wednesday, and then Washington on Friday. But the weather just looks crappy again this week.
Yeah, I heard rain most of the week, so I'm in the doubt you're playing any games this week.
We might play. I don't know what today's rain's really doing.
Mm.
Tomorrow's Tuesday's later, so we might be able to get Tuesday game in, but the rest of the week's gonna be a washout.
It rained my whole way to the studio today, and it's probably raining outside. It rained when you pulled up, and we.
It wasn't raining hard though.
It's that annoying, nasty drizzle, and it gets on your nerves.
Absolutely. All right, let's talk about March Madness.
Let's do March Madness, and then we'll make our official announcement after.
Yep.
So March Madness last night. I mean, Kansas absolutely just dogged Nova, and Nova's a good team. You had 4 blue bloods playing in the Final Four.
They could not miss a shot last night.
Kansas, they were up by 10 or 12 points real quick. And that's what ultimately won them that game. Nova started coming around. They got it within 6 a couple times, but they just couldn't finish the job.
No.
Kansas looks like the best overall team left.
Mm-hmm.
Not going to be shocked if they're hoisting the trophy Monday night.
I agree.
The second game, a lot of controversial calls in it. You even were texting me about it late last night when it was happening.
Yeah.
When a tournament goes on for so long, and it's been going on for almost a month now, the officiating's supposed to be getting better, and it's getting worse.
Yeah, there were some weird calls last night, some non-calls, and it was just kind of crappy.
I think, Carolina ended up winning the game 81-77. Coach K's swan song finally comes to an end. Not the way you want to go out. Nice you go to the Final Four one last time. Losing to your arch rival leaves probably a vinegar taste in your mouth.
Yeah, I mean, it does suck. I saw a stat line that his first loss ever was to North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
And then his last regular season loss was to North Carolina. And then his
last tournament loss
is going to be North Carolina. That's kind of funny.
I'm going to go ahead and make my championship pick right now. I think Carolina is going to get smoked. So, last night, if you didn't watch the game, North Carolina had 2 bench points.
2?
2.
I didn't realize that.
You don't win late in March and early in April having 2 bench points.
So this is the second game.
Because if you get into foul trouble, you're done.
Well, and I was going to say, this is the second game that I've watched from start to finish. Like, I watched the Baylor game from start to finish with them. And
Manic got kicked out of that game. They were up by 25, and Baylor stormed back.
Right. And I was going to say, I mean, they got into foul trouble in that game, and they got into foul trouble last night.
Late last night, they started getting into foul trouble. They only lost one player the last couple minutes. But, it wasn't enough to kill them.
I think Baycott's a phenomenal defensive player for them.
Mm-hmm.
Phenomenal. I mean, he had 21 rebounds last night. But he's not an offensive scorer.
No.
And who did Kansas have? They had a big dude down low. I mean, he was manhandling some guys yesterday.
Yeah, and he was manhandling a guy, Samuel from...
And Samuel's a quality player.
From Nova, but I think we have the worst possible matchup out of the four possible matchups we could have had in the championship. I think the one everyone wanted to see was Duke and Kansas.
Right.
And then I think the next best one was Duke and Nova.
Yeah.
The third best one, I think, would be Nova, North Carolina, and the last one would be Kansas, North Carolina. I think Kansas is absolutely going to crush.
I love, though, the stat line from Kansas's guard. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Number 30. The Ochai Agabiji.
Yeah. That kid couldn't miss last night.
Dude, he was 6 or 7 from three-point land.
Yep.
Yeah,
I think he missed the second one, then he made every other one.
No, he went 5 for 5.
Oh, that's right. He went 5 for 5.
So, we'll see what tomorrow brings, huh?
Who do you like?
I don't know. I kind of like Kansas. I kind of like North Carolina. It's hard because I think North Carolina has been playing very well down the stretch.
They have, but I mean,
the bench problem is a problem to me.
Yeah.
But was it just last night he didn't want to play the bench? I mean, you look at their minutes though.
Well, they're not deep at all.
No, they're not. But I mean, they only played a combined bench minute total. Hold on, I'm pull it back up. Of 13 minutes. I mean, and some Love and Black played all 40. Manic played 38. RJ Davis played 36. Baycott played 33, only probably because he got in foul trouble.
Yes.
So, I mean, if you have that stamina to play, but they just didn't shoot well last night. I mean, what was the actual team stat of percentage points? 38% from 3, 42% overall.
Mm-hmm.
Too many shots.
Carolina hit threes last night. Duke missed threes last night.
5 for 22. 22% from 3.
Mm-hmm.
Not good. All right, let's get into our big announcement.
All right, so...
everybody, Brendan's not pregnant.
No, I'm not pregnant. Me and my wife are not having a baby yet. So, if you follow us on Facebook a few weeks ago, we made an announcement. If this is your first time hearing about it, this is how things work between Dave and I. This is how it's always worked and probably always how it will work.
Yep.
When we want new ideas, new segments or whatever, we shoot text, phone calls, whatever, and we throw ideas off a wall, and once in a while they stick. This was one of the ones I suggested a couple weeks back, and we're going to go with it in summer, and we're already 3/4 of the way filled up with our stops.
Yep.
Dave and I this summer are going to be doing a porch tour from Memorial Day weekend until Labor Day weekend. Is that correct? That's what we agreed on?
Yeah, all the way from Memorial Day to Labor Day.
Yep. So from the beginning of summer and what we consider to the end of summer, we're going to be making stops at, my parents' house, Dave's parents' house, in-laws.
Yep. We have, and then we have a few more. Grant Bednar, we're going to stop at his house. Mm-hmm. One of my friends from college, Andrew Newman, he commented on there, so we'll talk to Andrew later on.
Yep.
You said about Wally Stellan was talking about.
Yeah, he needs a pour cement pad and he's going to build a gazebo, and he said as long as he gets it done, he definitely wants in on it.
So we're looking for
2 or 3 more spots?
3 more spots. We said 10 total. We have 7 total spots filled.
Yep, is what we have. What did we say? We have 15 weeks?
Yeah.
So we're going to do 10.
Right.
Just so that way, in case we get a couple rains, we have a couple backup weeks.
Yep.
I know somebody who might want to do it, but I'm going to get in contact with them hopefully today. We're going over to my in-laws for late lunch this afternoon. So I'm going to give them a call later this afternoon and see if they're interested. But
yeah, so if you're listening and you want to do a porch tour, let us know. And
we appreciate the hospitality and stuff like that. We want to get to know our fans a little bit better. And this isn't just for us to come record. You could be having a party, a barbecue, a cookout, a bonfire. We don't care. A porch, a patio, a poolside, any of it will do.
Well, I will say though, Brent and I do like to eat, so
yes,
we would like to see this porch story. Like, make your famous food, whatever your like family touch is. I know Grant and I have talked about he's gonna get the smoker out, and we're gonna make some smoked meats. And
I know my father-in-law likes to smoke too. He likes doing like ribs and chicken and wings and all that kind of good stuff.
So surprise us, bring us some decent to eat, or we'll bring.
And we're bringing you guys on air. We want to who you are, what you do, and thank you for having us.
Absolutely. So
if you're interested in hosting, you can either message the Limitless Sports page, you can message Dave or I personally, or if you're lucky enough to have our cell phone numbers, you can call or text us and say you are interested.
Absolutely. And we're going to talk real quick about our path probably for the next couple of weeks. So we'll get next weekend. Probably take off the week for Easter.
Yeah, week for Easter will take off. I know a lot of people celebrate on Saturday because nobody wants to go eat all day on Sunday and then go to work on Monday.
So we'll talk a lot about different things next week. I think we can talk about Major League Baseball because it's opening up this on Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll be off for this week of the 16th and 17th.
Well, next week we can probably just talk about how the Pirates were eliminated from the playoffs already.
And then we'll be back in studio on the 23rd and 24th. And that'll be our last mock draft probably. We'll do another one maybe.
Maybe one more.
Get the last kind of
some other crazy stuff could happen. I mean, who knows? Then as many moves and trades have happened this offseason.
Right.
Who the hell knows what's going to happen or what tomorrow's going to bring. We're going to start getting stuff set up for our porch tour. We're going to start scheduling some people.
Mm-hmm.
I know my grandparents said they want to be home for it, so my parents might want to host sometime in June. Okay. I'm not sure. I'm going to talk to them. I'm going to talk to one of my friends who might also be interested in doing it.
Absolutely.
And, we'll get set up. It's not vital we get those last 3 weeks set up.
We'll get there.
Gives us a little bit more flexibility,
and we'll enjoy it as much as we can.
Mm-hmm.
So, for Brandon and for Dave, we hope you enjoyed today's podcast. We had a little bit of technical difficulties, had to shift around some things, so some pauses and restarts, and so we do apologize for the jerkiness of your listening today. But we do give you a lot of credit for listening to us, and we tried last week to kind of give a little bit of a second breakdown of topics, and I'm going to try to do a little bit more today. I know there was longer topics today.
Yeah, the mock draft took up 3/4 of the show today.
But if you want to don't want to listen to the mock draft and you want to listen to the rest of our NFL talks, go ahead and do that. So, for Brendan and for Dave, we hope you enjoyed our episode number 13 and the NFL mock draft, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So, we'll catch you all next week.
All right, Dave, have a good Sunday. Hi, everybody. Thanks for listening. For the latest updates on the show and what's going on with Limitless Sports with the BD team, make sure you like and subscribe to our YouTube page and follow us on Facebook.